Hey, what's up, guys? We're back. We're going to be doing another breakdown here for Odds HQ. This is going to be a best bets video. So, obviously, like always, make sure to stay plugged into the channel. And this is going to be for Bellator 245. So, this isn't going to be a breakdown and predictions video. This is only going to be, a best bets and plays video. So, I'm only going to go over a couple different matchups here from the card. But I will have a main card breakdown on my own channel if you want to check that out. So if you want to have a breakdown in my picks for every single fight on the main card, that will be coming out later today. But for the best bets video, the first play that I have for you guys is going to be in the first fight of the night with Keith Lee, who is the younger brother of Kevin Lee, and Vincentzani. They're both set to face off. It's going to be a 140-pound catchweight fight. And Keith Lee's the favorite. He's 6-3, 23. And his opponent, Vincentzani, 32, 11-6. So not as both guys don't have great records, to be honest with you. But Keith Lee was able to get that victory in his Bellator debut. And he was a 3-1 underdog. So, showed some good potential there. All of his losses have come via decision. So he's never been finished. And 2 of the 3 losses were split decisions. So could have one loss here. He's won 3 fights in a row. He hasn't lost in over 2 years. His opponent, Zani, is coming in here on a 2-fight losing streak, but the losses came against high-level competition in Josh Hill and Ricky Simone. And he's a veteran. He definitely has the better resume in terms of wins. He's beaten some decent fighters. He has, fought guys such as Josh Hill, Ricky Simone, Thomas Almeida, Patricio Pitbull. So he's fought world-class guys. He's definitely seen a classifier way higher than Keith Lee, excuse me. And Zani is very inactive, though. I mean, this is going to be the first time he's fighting in more than once in a calendar year since 2017. He also hasn't won a fight since October 2017 either, but he's a forward pressure striker, has good power, good head movement. He tries to work his way in with the jab or heavy low kicks. Those are a lot of hard low kicks, hard body kicks. He kind of has that low stance, comes forward, likes to shoot machine gun type straight punch combinations to the body, to the head. Good overhand right. He throws a overhand right to a body kick combo. He does hold his hands a little bit low. And, his chin is good, but obviously it's not infallible. He's been knocked out 3 times in his career. He hits hard, though, and inside he's dangerous. When he can back guys up, he will rip hand combinations, finish with low kicks. He has big knees, big elbows. And he's a dog, man. He likes getting in a war. He likes hitting you and telling you about it. He's an emotional fighter. He hits hard. He has 5 knockouts and 11 wins. Pretty good takedown defense, pretty good get-ups. He's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. He is offensive with some decent elbows off of his back. It's definitely hard to pass his guard. And when fighters take him down and establish top position, I have seen him held down a little bit, but his opponents don't really get a lot of damage off, and he has pretty good cardio. He's going to have a big experience edge here. And his opponent, Keith Lee, is going to be a superior athlete. He has kind of a different style than Kevin. He, likes to be on the outside a lot, long, rangy, pretty fast, throws a lot of kicks, spinning kicks. He switches stances, flying knees, doesn't throw many punches, some straight, some jabs, but that's really it. He likes being all the way out or all the way in, and his defense and boxing range is bad. I mean, he's heavy on his lead leg also. I feel like he doesn't really deal the best with forward pressure. He's low volume, and his striking is just not that dangerous. I think he kind of wants to be known as more of a flashy striker, but in reality, his grappling is still the strongest part of his game. He does have a good wrestling base, and when he can back his opponents to the cage, he can get in on singles, doubles. He's very physical. He can lift and slam fighters, along with getting trips, body locks, good length in the clinch. And once Lee's on top, he's more of a control guy. He doesn't really do damage or anything. Doesn't look to pass very much. He definitely is content to stay inside his opponent's guard and just go to work from there. And in his fight with Sean Bunch, he did take advantage of a collision, fell directly in a mount, took the back, showed good control there with the body triangle, but didn't really get close to locking in any submissions. And his opponent was able to escape eventually, but he did seal the round with that. And I've seen Keith Lee panic wrestle before, though, and leave his neck out there. His submission defense, his wrestling and scrambling ability defensively all looks very good, though. He proved it in his fight with Sean Bunch that if your game plan is to beat him by taking him down, it's going to be tough. Lee showed good cardio in that fight, and he's leveling up with every time he goes out there. He's still green, and I think he can make a lot of mistakes. And if Zani can pressure Lee, attack the calf with heavy low kicks, touch that chin a couple times, he could start to draw out the bad takedown shots. The more he denies the shots to Lee, the more likely he's going to make Lee make a mistake. And as Lee gets more tired, he could piece him up even more. I could see Zani getting a TKO or a decision in this fight, and that's going to be the first play here. I'm going to go with the dog. I think he's going to throw more volume, be the guy going forward, land his overhand right, attack the body, the legs, break down Lee. I think Lee will struggle to get takedowns because he really doesn't set them up with strikes and likes to get them when his opponent's backs are against the cage. And if Zani, pressures him, backs him up, it's going to be hard. I also don't think he's going to be able to do much damage if he does take Zani down. To me, this fight is going to come down to if Lee can get takedowns, top control, make it a boring decision. If he can't, I see Zani just being the more polished, superior striker and being able to get a decision or a late knockout. So the first play of the night here is going to be Vincentzani. I actually played him at plus 200. He's around, plus 190, plus 200 in that vicinity still. I think there's a lot of value in that, man. I think a large portion of the reason why the line is what it is because of obviously it being Keith Lee, Kevin Lee's little brother. So I think that if this was just two random guys, 6-3, 11-6 guy, with the resumes they have, the line would probably be pretty close to even money. So due to that, my pick is going to be Vincentzani. It's not going to be a huge bet. I bet 1 unit on it, but I do like the number underdog. So let's go. Let's try to get that one. And the next one that I have here is actually going to be another preliminary bout. It's going to be the former champion Rafael Carvalho in Bellator taking on, I believe, the current champion in LFA. If he's not the current champion, he just recently gave up the title, but he just won the title very recently. So I believe he probably is still currently the champion. He's 6-0. Carvalho is much more experienced, 16-4. And it's going to be at light heavyweight. Carvalho has obviously done his best work at middleweight, former middleweight champion, 3 middleweight title defenses. But, he moved up to light heavyweight in his last fight, lost to the current champion Vadim Nemkov. So looks like this is going to be a permanent stay at light heavyweight for Carvalho. And, 16-4, he's defeated some notable names, but no one really that great. And since dropping his belt, he's just 1-3 overall, so hasn't been doing very hot lately. His opponent, Alex Palazzi, is undefeated, like you said, 6-0. And he's coming off wins over Daniel Jolly and Jamal Pogue, so decent wins there. Daniel Jolly, former UFC fighter, former Dana White Contender Series fighter. Jamal Pogue's got a win on the Dana White Contender Series. Other than that, though, Palazzi hasn't really fought anyone of note, and he's only been a pro since 2018, so hasn't been a professional that long. This is a big step up in competition. The first fighter Palazzi is going to be fighting with more than 10 career fights. But this is a striker versus grappler fight with Carvalho being the striker, Palazzi being the grappler. And for Alex Palazzi, he's a dog, man, and he's a former collegiate wrestler at Northwestern, just a total grinder. He wants to get his opponents in the clinch against the cage, take them down. On the feet, his striking is a little rudimentary. He holds his hands low, comes forward, doesn't really fake or feint his way in very well. He's a little bit low volume, doesn't throw much on the feet. And he has decent kicks on the outside, and he will use his big overhand right, straight line blitz combinations to back guys up. He feints the level changes to come up into overhands, into hooks or straights, and kind of tries to mix it up a little bit. But his striking is all it means to an end, man, to get the fight to the ground, grind against the fence. He has good singles, good doubles against the cage, good at controlling in the clinch there, just hanging on his opponents, wearing on him. Very hittable, though, as he comes in, and Carvalho's going to have a chance to get a knockout here, but Alex has shown good durability throughout his career, the ability to walk through shots, keep on coming, and he hasn't met a fighter who's been able to make it their fight yet. Everyone Palazzi has fought, he's been able to take down, get it into his world, and when he gets on top, he's an aggressive passer. He likes to sit in half guard, chip away from there, look for arm triangles, Kimuras. Palazzi, he doesn't really have the greatest top control. When he tries to pass from half guard to mount or side control, he can be a little bit too obvious and, allows opponents to create a scramble and either get on top or get back to their feet. But he's dogging. As the fight goes on, the movements from bottom from his opponent's wane, and he starts to take over. He'll start to take the back, look for rear naked chokes, big ground and pound. And he can be a little bit sloppy in those positions, get reversed, like get a little bit high on the back or something like that. But he's a good scrambler. He's hard to hold down. He likes to attack the neck, snap down his opponents, get back on top. Good cardio. He's a grinder. Came off a 4th-round finish in his last fight. And it was a nice heel hook, actually. He's finished all 6 of his pro wins, 3 submissions, 3 knockouts. And for his opponent, Rafael Carvalho, he's obviously been in Bellator for a while now. This is going to be his 11th fight in Bellator. And he hasn't faced many grapplers, though. Almost all his fights in Bellator came against strikers, such as Chidi Njokuani, Lyoto Machida, Alessio Sakara, Melvin Manhoef. He fought him twice, Joe Schilling. All those guys are pure strikers. And when Carvalho fought more well-rounded fighters, he was taken down pretty easily, like by Brandon Halsey, Vadim Nemkov, Gegard Mousasi. Against the cage, he struggles defending trips, even though he has pretty good get-ups. He can just get taken back down over and over. In his fight with Brandon Halsey, he did defend the takedowns a little bit better. He defended a deep arm triangle, and he showed good get-ups in that fight, but he got taken down 5 times in the first round, almost finished. And he trains an American Top Team, so, he has shown improvement over recent years. He actually has hit a couple takedowns against Chidi Njokuani, Melvin Manhoef, but those guys are just pure kickboxers, man, and he knows Palazzi's only path to victory is to take him down, so he does have the training partners and coaches to prepare for that. And on the feet, Carvalho all day. He's tall, rangy, fast twitch, technical, really nice straight punch combos, nasty short hooks, good counter punches, really nice round kicks, body head, front kicks up the middle. He hurt Brandon Halsey with the front kick after basically being dominated with grappling for the whole fight. He landed a front kick, ended it. Good front knees. He has that highlight reel head kick knockout of Melvin Manhoef. And in the clinch, he has good knees. He has good elbows. His cardio is questionable, though. He definitely slowed down in the first round against Vadim Nemkov in his first fight at 205. He got rocked several times, which I'm sure attributed to that as well. But eventually got taken down in the second, got submitted by rear naked choke. And I'm actually going to take the dog here, Alex Palazzi. I think that he's going to come forward. Carvalho already backs himself to the fence as it is. And from there, he's a big 205-pound guy. I think in the clinch, he's going to be able to hit takedowns, get on top, control. I'm not sure he'll find a finish, but I see him doing enough to get a decision. Carvalho is going to need a knockout to win, in my opinion. This fight will either be like the fight with Gegard and Nemkov, besides the finishes, because I don't think he's as good as them on the ground, Palazzi, but just takedowns, control, rinse, repeat. Or it's going to be like the Brandon Halsey fight where Carvalho is getting dominated, finds a finish with the liver kick, with the head kick, with the knee, and gets Alex out of there. But I'm going to side with Palazzi, the tough, durable, hungry guy. I'm going to say he, has enough to eat a few to get in, get the takedowns, control time against the fence, and earn a decision victory. And he's another underdog here. He was at plus 115 around there. He was even like plus 135 earlier in the week, but I think currently he's at plus 130 right now currently. So pretty good underdog price right there for Alex Palazzi. This can be another smaller bet, but I think that he could get it done, and I think Vincentzani could get it done. So those are 2 underdogs there that I believe are definitely live. And then for a parlay of the week for this card, the parlay is going to be Phil Davis and Raymond Daniels. And just looking at those 2 matchups, Raymond Daniels, he's facing another guy that's a glory kickboxer, a striker, and everyone knows about Raymond Daniels, man. He's one of the best kickboxers of all time. He has one of the best highlight reels ever, sick kicks. He could throw every kick in the book, really good knockouts. That tornado kick to left hook is a thing of beauty that he hit in Bellator MMA. He's 2-1 in MMA. He's 40 years old, so that's a little bit concerning, but he's facing a guy in Peter Sinonic who's, like I said, a pure striker, just like Raymond, so it's going to be on the feet more than likely. I have seen Sinonic, dig some double underhooks in the clinch and get some takedowns, but he was fighting at 145 when he was doing that, and now he's going to be moving all the way up to 170. Raymond's going to be significantly bigger in there. I just think he's the better striker. He's better camp. Sinonic is just up against him, man. He doesn't really have a lot of advantages in this fight. He's not a grappler. He's the smaller guy, so if he does try to grapple, I think Raymond may be even able to defend it, even though Raymond isn't the highest level on the ground or with his wrestling. But I just feel like Raymond should be able to get it done here, man. I mean, he's a beast. He's fought who's who in kickboxing, the who's who in that sport. And I just feel like Peter Sinonic is going to give him the fight he wants on the feet. And it's going to be Raymond Daniels getting the victory in that one. So for that one, I got to go with Raymond Daniels to get the win as the first part of the parlay. And he's like a minus 355, 345, 350. So decent number there. I mean, I feel like he could be almost a minus 500 favorite. And the other part of the parlay is going to be Phil Davis to defeat Lyoto Machida in their rematch. When you look at it, I mean, when you think about it historically as well, when one guy wins the first fight, almost every time the younger guy wins the rematch, and especially when the younger guy won the first time. And looking at Lyoto recently, I mean, 42 years old now. He is on kind of a decent run where he's won 4 out of his last five fights, 4 in a row, but been facing older guys like him. And, his last fight he did lose, against Gegard Mousasi, but he won 4 in a row previously to that. But he was fighting the Vitor Belforts of the world, the Chael Sonnens. He did beat Carvalho, and that was a good win for him. But, in that fight with Carvalho, super low volume, nothing much happened, split decision. In his fight with Gegard Mousasi, super low volume, nothing much happened, split decision or unanimous decision loss. And in his fight with Phil Davis, I mean, I went back and rewatched that fight as well, and I feel like Phil Davis clearly won that fight. It was just in the first round. There was a moment where it looked like it was a knockdown, but it was just an off-balance thing, and Phil Davis won the rest of that first round and the third round pretty clearly. So if people didn't think that was a knockdown, then I think Phil Davis would have clearly won. Not that much talk about a robbery. But in that first fight, you could even see, I mean, Phil Davis was doing a good job on the feet with Lyoto, kicking, staying at range, keeping it low volume until he could time a takedown at the end of the round and win the rounds with the takedowns. And I think he's going to be able to outstrike Lyoto even. I mean, not like where it's going to be significant advantage for Phil Davis on the feet, but I feel like he could throw more volume, throw more low kicks, throw more kicks from the outside. When Lyoto blitzes, use that against him, take him down, and just out-volume him on the feet because Lyoto doesn't throw a lot of volume. And I didn't like how Chael Sonnen was getting inside on Lyoto, in on the legs, getting him backed up against the cage with no fakes, no feints, no shots to close that distance. He was just walking forward, and that's why Lyoto was able to start timing those knees. But against a guy like Phil Mr. Wonderful Davis, he's going to be using his kicks. He's going to be using his range. He's going to be closing distance more effectively, more efficiently, get in on those legs, get the leg takedowns. And right now they don't have any props for like Phil Davis via decision, things like that. But I feel like it's going to be hard for him to finish a guy like Lyoto just with the style that he has to fight in this fight, where he has to be risk averse. He has to obviously respect the blitzes, the kicks of Lyoto. So it's not going to be a balls to the wall fight on the feet. On the ground, Lyoto's good at defending himself. Doesn't really have the best get-ups, but I don't think Phil Davis is going to be able to finish him on the mat. So I think that this fight could potentially just be an easy decision victory for Phil Davis. So if that line comes out, it's a good line on the decision prop. That's one that you could potentially look at. But the parlay of the week that I'm going to give is Phil Davis, Raymond Daniels. Like I said, Phil Davis, kind of a similar line to Raymond, minus 350, minus 365, minus 380 in some spots. But if you put those two guys together, you'll get close to even money. So those are the 3 plays that I'm going to give you guys for the Bellator 245 card. Phil Davis and Raymond Daniels as a parlay, and then Alex Palazzi and Vincentzani as 2 underdog plays. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'm going to be back to do a Bellator 246 best plays video most likely tomorrow on this channel, as well as dropping the prediction video on my channel. So like I said, if you want to hear my thoughts on the Ed Ruth fight, the Kat Zingano fight, make sure to check out my YouTube channel, MMA Prediction Guru. I'm going to be doing a prediction video for the full main card on my channel. So thanks for watching, guys, and let's have some fun watching these fights on Friday.